Hey guys, Double K here, and welcome back to the Porsche project. So in the last video, we finished the interior right here, and in this video, we're going to attach the interior to the shell of the car. And before we attach the interior to the shell, we're gonna have to put some pieces on the shell first. So what we have here are the rear windows and the air intakes for the sides. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put on the rear windows first. All right, so these clear pieces are really difficult to put on. I spent about 5 minutes trying to figure out how to go on, and they're also really small. So I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this, but I'm gonna do this the best I can. This one hasn't been glued in yet, so I'm gonna glue this one in as an example, and then so I have something to work with here, and then we'll glue in this one. So let's put some glue, this guy just like that, and then on his edges. I think that's enough. And then, gosh, these pieces are so small. How am I supposed to hold them? Now let's take this guy, set him down in there, and he fits perfectly. All right, we got the rear windows. So now it's time to put the air intakes in. These guys just like slide right into this area right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put some glue right down there, on the sides, on the top, and this guy will just gently fit right into position. It's very loose, so I might need to allow this some drying time. That's that guy. And now let's do the other side. We can take this guy and just fit him in there. Now let's inspect these just to make sure. Oh, this guy's a little off. All right, there we go. That's one, and the other one's doing just fine. And look at that. There's the air intake. All right, so these guys are loose, but I figured that we're gonna have to allow this guy to dry. We're gonna have to allow these guys to dry before moving on. So why don't we put in the interior and allow them both to dry? So this is when it's gonna get epically crazy. And what we gotta do is we gotta put glue down here. Glue down here. We gotta find out where this connects with everything else. So put some glue along the edges right here and right here and along the back. And now you just set this guy very carefully into where he needs to go. So make sure that everything lines up properly. Press him down a little bit. All right, seems solid to me. Let's examine it. Look at that. No spaces anywhere except here, but that's fine. That is starting to look like a car. So now that we've let this guy dry for about an hour, it's nice and stable, and we can start working on the back right here. So we have this little hinge piece right here and a window that goes over it that covers this, and basically I believe this is the mechanism that theoretically opens the hood. Now this doesn't open because it's just plastic, but in real life I think that's what happened. So this hinge will go on, I believe something like that. Just sits right there. So I'm gonna remove it. And I'll put some glue. And I'll put some glue right there as well. And right there for good measure. And this guy, go down like this and just sit right there. Now we got that, and we got to put the window on top of it. So how would be the best way to do this? I believe I'll just put a tiny bit of glue right there and set it down just like that. Make sure that's all lined up. It's all good. Yep, so we got the hinge piece. All right, so now we got the top window for the back, and then we got a plate to cover it. So to do this window, put some glue there. So, not too fast. Some glue there, some glue there, and some glue there. There's a little too much glue there, so I'll just wipe it off. No problem. Okay, so this guy just basically sits like that. Now it's time to just, something tells me this is going to be difficult. So let's figure out where he wants to sit first. Just like that. And now let's put some glue there and there. Let's set him down nice and carefully. Okay, so apparently I made a big derp. I put this guy on top when these guys needed to go right here. So I'm gonna put these guys on first, and then this guy goes on top. So what I'm gonna do is we'll put some glue right there, right there, right there, and right there. And this guy will go in there. And this guy, if I can find the holes that he goes in, will go in there. So now we can put this guy back on. Oh gosh. And now we can put this guy back where he belongs. Or at least a slightly more bent and battered version of him at least. But he's fitting on really nicely, so that's really good. Alright, so now it's time for the headlights. This stuff is super small, so I'll put some glue right there. And now I'm going to take this tiny little piece that you probably can't even see. After fumbling with it for who knows how long, fit it in there. There we go. That's one headlight. Let's do the other one. So let's put some glue here and here. Here and here. So now let's put this guy right in there, nice and tight. And let's put this guy right in there. There are the headlights. Alright, so this is the last piece that we're going to put on the interior. I don't even know what this thing is, but it goes on the back, so let's get this guy done. Alright, so let's put some glue here and here and just a little in the middle. And this guy basically just goes on like that. So now it's time for the fun part. We're putting these two assemblies together. Now, I don't know how hard this is going to be. I remember doing this before. I've done this before, and it can be quite difficult sometimes. So, let's do this and hope for the best. The two pieces have become one, and now the only thing left to do is figure out which places need to be glued. It's pretty solid right now. I believe we should put some glue. We don't want it on the top or on the surface. We want it in between the two pieces. That did something. Now, let's do it on the other side. So, I have my weird mechanism here. So, since the plastic is not perfect, as I've explained before in a previous video, I use these little pressy thingies to basically press different pieces into each other so that the glue can dry properly. So we're gonna leave this guy like this, and then you can see here there's a lot of like a white line. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna paint over that, and then next episode we're gonna put on the bumpers and maybe even complete the car. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then hit that like button down below and be sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.